Today, I want to talk about the hidden wisdom of intense romantic obsession. Have you ever been so infatuated by someone that they just seem to occupy your every waking thought? The type of thoughts that turn into an all-consuming, obsessive experience that can turn your world upside down. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of intense romantic attraction, a powerful force that can make us feel on top of the world one moment and completely lost and devastated the next. Hey YouTube, welcome to Deeply Understood Life Decoded, where we dive into the complexities of human behavior and uncover insights that can transform our daily lives. I'm Michael Mojica. If you're interested in diving deeper into topics like this and understanding the psychology behind our everyday experiences, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We explore fascinating insights like this every week, and I'd love for you to join our community. Today, we're going to decode these intense romantic feelings that can leave us feeling exhilarated, confused, and everything in between. If you're watching this, then I'm sure you know this experience. For example, you hear their name, and your heart starts to race. Or you're constantly checking your phone, hoping to get a message from them, and the rest of the world just seems to fade away when they're around. It's intoxicating, right? But at the same time, it can also be overwhelming, confusing, and sometimes even a little scary. But what if I told you that understanding these intense feelings could be one of the hidden keys to unlocking deeper emotional intelligence and healthier relationships? Now, here's what's really going on in our minds and bodies during these intense episodes of attraction. And don't worry, if you're in the thick of it right now, you're not alone, and there are ways to navigate these powerful emotions. First, let's talk about what's happening in your brain when you're intensely attracted to someone. When we experience this kind of powerful attraction, our brains release a cocktail of chemicals, primarily dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and oxytocin. It's like a natural high, and it can be incredibly addictive. Now, let me break these down for you. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It's responsible for that rush of pleasure and motivation you feel. It's why you might find yourself constantly seeking interactions with your crush. Norepinephrine is related to adrenaline. This chemical creates that heart racing and sweaty palms feeling. It's why you might feel a mix of excitement and nervousness around that person you're attracted to. Next is serotonin. Interestingly enough, levels of serotonin actually decrease during this phase. This brain chemical functions to regulate your mood, which explains why you might experience mood swings or feel a bit obsessive. Oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone or bonding hormone. Oxytocin is released during physical touch and intimacy. It promotes feelings of attachment and trust, strengthening the emotional bond between you and your partner. Now, you might be wondering why it's important to understand these chemicals on a practical level. Here's the thing. Knowing about these brain chemicals helps you make sense of your experiences and behaviors during intense attraction. This understanding can help empower you to make more conscious decisions in your relationships, rather than being completely at the mercy of your biochemistry. It allows you to recognize when your feelings might be influenced more by brain chemistry than the actual compatibility or long-term potential of a relationship. Ultimately, this knowledge can lead to healthier relationship choices and better emotional self-regulation. Now, I hope you're finding this information as fascinating as I do. If you're enjoying the video so far and learning something new, give it a quick thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. It really helps support the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Now, imagine your brain as a busy city, where normally traffic is going to flow smoothly, with thoughts and emotions moving along familiar routes. But when this intense attraction hits, it's like a parade. All of a sudden comes all the traffic, all your thoughts and feelings are redirected to focus on this one person. And everything else, it gets pushed to the side. This is why you might find yourself constantly thinking about them, analyzing every interaction, feeling euphoric when you're with them, experiencing mood swings based on their attention. Now, for example, you might catch yourself having thoughts like, I just wish I knew what they were doing right now. Or, oh boy, what do they mean by this emoji that they just sent? Or you might not be able to focus on work because you're playing your conversation from yesterday in your head. Now, you might be wondering, is this love? Is it healthy? The truth is, it's complicated. Now, let's look at this from both a developmental and an evolutionary perspective. From a developmental standpoint, these intense feelings of attraction often peak in adolescence and young adulthood. And this isn't a coincidence. It's a crucial part of our psychological and social development. During adolescence, our brains undergo significant changes, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control. At the same time, the limbic system, which processes emotions, is in overdrive. This combination creates a perfect storm for intense emotional experiences, and yes, it includes romantic attraction. Now, let's dive deeper into how these powerful attractions serve several important purposes in our personal development. First, it's about your identity formation. As we navigate these intense feelings, we start to embark on a journey of self-discovery. So just think about it. When you're deeply attracted to someone, you start to notice what truly matters to you. Maybe you realize you value intellectual conversations more than you thought. Or maybe you discover that shared hobbies are crucial for your happiness. These experiences act like a mirror, reflecting back to us our true selves. We learn about our deal breakers, our non-negotiables, and what makes our heart sing. This self-knowledge becomes a foundation for all our future relationships, romantic or otherwise. Next, it's about your emotional awareness. Intense attraction is like an emotional roller coaster. One moment, you're on cloud 9. The next, you're anxious about a text. This might seem chaotic. It's actually an incredible opportunity for emotional growth. These experiences heighten our sensitivity to a wider range of emotions, helping us recognize and name our feelings more accurately. You might start to distinguish between anxiety and excitement, or recognize the subtle differences between affection and deep love. This emotional vocabulary becomes a powerful tool not just in relationships, but in all aspects of life. The third thing about your development is your social skills development. There's nothing quite like romantic attraction to motivate us to level up our social game. Suddenly, we're hyper aware of how we communicate, both verbally and nonverbally. We learn the art of active listening because we are genuinely interested in every word they say. We practice expressing ourselves clearly because we want to be understood. These improved communication skills don't just benefit our romantic relationships, they spill over into our friendships, family relationships, and even professional interactions. The desire to connect deeply with one person ends up enhancing our ability to connect with everyone. Another thing is, it helps you with your emotional regulation patterns. This is where things get really fascinating. These intense early romantic experiences are like a boot camp for emotional regulation skills. When we're attracted to someone, our emotions are amplified, the highs are higher, and the lows can feel devastating. Learning to navigate these intense feelings is crucial. We learn how to self-soothe when we're anxious, how to manage disappointment if things don't work out, and how to contain our excitement to avoid coming on too strong. These skills form the basis of our emotional resilience. And as we experience these powerful feelings, our brains are literally being wired, forming patterns that we end up echoing throughout our relational lives. The way we learn to navigate and regulate our emotions in these early experiences sets a template for how we'll handle emotional challenges in future relationships. Now, let's dive deeper into how evolution has shaped our experiences of intense attraction. From an evolutionary standpoint, intense romantic attraction serves a crucial purpose in the continuation of our species. The most obvious is mate selection, spotlight. Intense attraction acts like a biological spotlight, highlighting potential mates who might have good genes or resources for potential offspring. It's nature's way of saying, pay attention here. This laser focus helped our ancestors identify partners who can contribute to the survival of their genes. In prehistoric times, this might have meant noticing physical strength, health indicators, or signs of resource acquisition skills. Another thing is, it was about pair bonding glue. The euphoria of attraction encourages us to spend time with our chosen partner, facilitating the formation of a strong bond. This love high motivated our ancestors to stick together, which was crucial for the survival of vulnerable human infants who need years of care. The cocktail of chemicals released during attraction, dopamine, norepinephrine, and oxytocin, created a natural addiction to our partner, promoting long-term bonding. And then it also is motivational rocket fuel. The desire to be close to the person we're attracted to can lead to sexual behavior, which is obviously important for reproduction. This intense motivation ensured that our ancestors would overcome obstacles and take risks to be with their chosen partner, increasing the chances of passing on their genes. It's like nature's energy drink, which is giving us that extra boost to pursue productive opportunities. Then it's also used as a resource allocation strategy. By focusing intensely on one person, we're more likely to dedicate our resources, which is time, energy, and food, to that person and any resulting offspring. This strategy helped ensure that limited resources were channeled effectively to reproductive success. In ancestral environments, this focused investment increased the chances of offspring survival. So, okay, we're not in prehistoric times anymore. And while these evolutionary drives still influence us, our needs and challenges have evolved. And here's how understanding these ancient patterns can help us thrive today. From mate selection to holistic partnership. In our complex world, we need partners who complement us intellectually, emotionally, and in terms of values, not just genetically. Understanding our innate attraction patterns can help us consciously evaluate potential partners more holistically, looking beyond just physical or resource-based attributes. Then, there's also, in today's world, pair bonding to emotional intelligence. While the chemical high of attraction is great for initial bonding, long-term relationships in today's world require high emotional intelligence. Recognizing the role of brain chemicals in attraction can help us differentiate between temporary infatuation and deeper compatibility, leading to more sustainable relationships. And from a reproductive drive to life purpose, our modern lives aren't solely focused on reproduction. We can channel the motivational energy of attraction to pursuing personal growth, career goals, or social causes. Understanding this drive helps us harness its power for broader life achievements. Then there's also taking it from resource allocation to work-life balance. In our busy modern lives, we need to balance various commitments: work, family, personal growth, social causes. Recognizing our tendency to hyper-focus on our romantic interests can help us maintain a healthier distribution of our time and energy across all important areas of life. Then there's also developing relational intelligence. By understanding these evolutionary drives, we can develop greater self-awareness and relational intelligence. This allows us to form healthier, more conscious relationships, not just with romantic partners, but in all areas of life. And then there's also cultivating mindful decision-making. Awareness of these instinctual patterns enables us to make more mindful decisions in our relationships. Instead of being driven solely by evolutionary impulses, we can balance our instincts with rational thought and emotional wisdom. And it can also enhance your personal growth. Recognizing these patterns provides opportunities for profound personal growth. We can use the intensity of attraction as a catalyst for self-reflection, emotional development, and the cultivation of deeper self-understanding. So, in essence, while our evolutionary heritage has given us these powerful experiences of attraction, our modern challenge is to understand them, learn from them, and use them as tools for creating more fulfilling lives and relationships. By bridging our ancestral past with our present needs, we can navigate the complex world of modern relationships with greater wisdom, intentionality, and success. So I invite you to take a moment to reflect on a time when you felt intensely attracted to someone. How did it affect your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors? Are you able to recognize any of these evolutionary or developmental factors at play? Now, here's where it gets really fascinating. These evolutionary drives don't just switch off in the modern world. They're still very much a part of our psychological makeup, even if we're not consciously thinking about having children. So, if you're experiencing this intense attraction, what can you do? First, acknowledge your feelings. They're real and they're powerful. Don't judge yourself for having them. So, for example, you might say to yourself, I'm feeling intensely attracted to this person, and that's okay. And then you also want to maintain perspective. Remember, this intensity will pass. Try to see the person realistically, not just through the lens of infatuation. You could remind yourself, while I'm very drawn to them, I know there's more to them than just what I'm seeing right now. And you also want to focus on your self-care. Keep up with your hobbies, friends, and responsibilities. Don't let your whole world revolve around this person. This might mean saying, even though I'd love to spend all day thinking about them, I'm going to call a friend and go for a hike instead. And you can also channel the energy. Use the motivation and excitement to fuel personal growth or creative projects. And you also want to look for balance. If the feelings are reciprocated, enjoy the excitement, but also work on building a deeper connection. And finally, if all else fails, and even if it doesn't, just go ahead and consider professional support. If you're interested in deepening your understanding of your emotional patterns and relationships, there are professionals who can help. A lot of people find it valuable to work with a qualified mental health professional or relationship coach who specializes in personal growth and emotional intelligence. These experts can offer tools and insights to help you navigate your relationships more effectively and develop a deeper understanding of yourself. Remember, the journey of self-discovery, personal growth, is unique for everyone, and it's important to find the approach that resonates with you. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I'm curious to hear about your experiences. Have you noticed these patterns in your own life? So please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights not only contribute to our community's learning, but also helps me create content that resonates with you. As you navigate these intense feelings, you might find yourself becoming more aware of your own patterns in relationships. This self-discovery can be incredibly valuable for your emotional intelligence and personal growth. And just remember, while these feelings can be overwhelming, they're also a beautiful part of the human experience. They remind us of our capacity for connection, for passion, for seeing the magic in another person. And as you move forward, whether these intense feelings lead to a lasting relationship or not, know that you have the strength to handle whatever comes. These experiences, as challenging as they can be, often lead to profound personal growth and a deeper understanding of yourself. So the next time you feel that rush of attraction, take a deep breath. Recognize it for what it is, a natural, powerful, but temporary state. Enjoy the ride, but remember to keep one foot on the ground.